Hey fam, you might not want to hear this, but I bet you haven't made enough time for the things that are really important to you. Well, get ready to level up your life because we're going to talk about my custom life habit tracker and how it's helped me achieve my goals and how it can do the same for you. I'm John. This is a sign that says you're outstanding. And welcome back to the channel where we discuss my best tips and tools to help empower you to live your best life and have fun while doing it. Over the next few minutes, you're gonna learn 1, what my habit tracker looks like and how it works. 2, my best tips for habit trackers after using this one for 4 years. And then 3, how you can download this tracker and start using it in your life today. And hey, nice job! By watching this video, you are a freaking superstar because this topic will help you make progress on every single one of your life pillars. So stick around to the very end to see how many experience points you gained for each pillar. All right, let's jump into the tracker. First, why do I do this? Well, one day I realized that I was struggling to balance everything in my life. One month I would do great on my mental health, but I'd neglect my physical health. Another month I would invest a lot in my career, but I'd neglect my relationships. So I decided to build a tracker that would help me quickly assess how I'm doing across all the areas of my life that are truly important to me. I call these my life pillars since together they support the building that is my life. If a few of my pillars get depleted or a little shaky, then I no longer have the support that I need and I know that I have to change something up. So back to the question then, why do I do this? It's because you cannot improve what you don't measure. If you want to run a faster mile, let's say, by the end of the year, how would you ever know if you're progressing on that goal if you didn't measure your time or your distance? The purpose of my life tracker is so that I can take a step back periodically and zoom out, literally, as you'll see in a second, to see how I'm doing overall in my life, with the goal of identifying any gaps so that I can start making changes to get more of what I need in my life. Let me show you how I organize it and then how I fill it out. My current life pillars include myself, my relationships, my career, and my legacy, which is the impact that I have on the world. Myself is the biggest pillar and it contains my mental health, my physical health, my spiritual health, my financial health, as well as my growth and my hobbies. And as you can see here, for my growth, I track major lessons I'm learning, things I'm grateful for, and wins that I should celebrate. My relationships include my partner, my family, and my friends, so that's pretty self-explanatory. But if there's a relationship you're trying to improve, I would put extra care in how you track your progress and information for that person. For my career, I've experimented with some different formats, but lately I really like tracking my satisfaction and then the lessons I'm learning as well as my celebrations. That way I can see how happy I am with my work and how I'm growing. There's a column for every week of the year, and at the end of every Sunday, I spend about 5 to 10 minutes filling this out for the week. I use colors to track how I'm doing. Green means that I took enough action that week to feel satisfied in that topic. Yellow means that I took some action, but not as much as I'd like to. And red means I didn't do anything at all on that topic. So for example, if I did all 4 of my workouts that week and ate well, I'd mark my physical health as green. If I only did 2 or 3 workouts and ate out a few times, I might mark that as yellow. And if I did no workouts and ate out every day of the week, I would mark that one as red. I will also type something in a cell if it's helpful for when I'm looking back on the tracker later on. And that's it. Once a week, I take that time to fill this out. And on the first of every month, I also reflect on my progress and identify areas where I want to make changes. Next, I'm going to share some amazing tips I've learned after using this tracker for 4 years, and oh boy, it has improved so much over the years and it's become so much more useful. And stick around after that because I'm going to show you how you can download this tracker and start using it in your life today. So tip number 1, when thinking about what categories you want to track, just think about what matters in your life and where you could use some help. So if you always make time for your relationships, then no need to track that, and instead focus on other pillars of your life, which ties into tip number 2. This tracker should evolve with you as you grow. Do not be afraid to add categories and remove them later on. As seen in mine, the cells with dashes show a category that I added later on. So for example, I didn't add a spiritual health category until February of this year. And at the beginning of each year, I do a deeper review and think about whether I need to change the categories, but overall, most of them remain the same. And again, if one category does not give you value in the info you're tracking, just remove it entirely. Tip number 3, remember the purpose of the tracker. You should be able to just glance at this very quickly and say something like, oh, I haven't reached out to one of my best friends in a month because things have just been so busy. I should send them a message right now. Or, wow, I didn't meet any of my physical health goals about half the time over the last 3 months. I should change something to make more time for that. After a month or two of using the tracker, I highly recommend zooming out to 50% to get a quick glance at how you're doing across all the categories. Tip number 4, I used to type text in each cell, but I found that that takes way too much time. So I really recommend just using the colors and then typing in something if it's helpful. So for example, for the gratitude list that I have, I definitely find it helpful to write down what I was grateful for that week. And that way you can fill this out each week in about 5 minutes or so. Also, instead of clicking the paint color every time you want to color a cell, just copy and paste to get the color that you want. Tip number 5, seeing red and yellow isn't necessarily a bad thing, so don't freak out about that. The goal is not to have green across every category every week. That would be unrealistic. Instead, look out for long stretches of red or yellow to see if you need to make changes in your life. Tip number 6, I used to use Excel, but I do not recommend it. It was actually super nice for creating formulas, and I even had a formula that would count the number of green cells in a row and give me a percentage to show me how I'm doing in that category. But I actually decided to save some money and get rid of my Microsoft subscription. Plus, I love having my tracker on Google Sheets so that I can access it on my phone if I ever need to. And it's stored on the cloud too, so it's not on my hard drive and I'm not afraid of losing it. Tip number 7, my last piece of advice, is to be flexible and add in your own creativity. This tool is meant to be helpful, so have fun with it. This year, I added a gratitude list under my growth category because I wanted to make a more conscious effort to think about the things that I'm grateful for every week. And I thought it would be really fun actually to look back on this list at the end of the year to see all the great things in my life. But you can add anything to this tracker. You could add a row to track your favorite memories that you made that week or the books that you finished reading. If you found this helpful so far and you want to learn more about self-improvement, productivity, and mental health tips, please subscribe so you don't miss my other videos. Oh, and I heard that people who hit the bell to get notifications of when my videos go live are like a green cell in a Google Sheet filled with yellow and red cells. And yes, that means you're amazing. Also, I have a Discord server where you can meet other people interested in living their best lives and achieving their dreams. The first 1,000 people who join using the link in the description below will be given the special role of champion, which will give you exclusive access to perks like a private channel to chat with other champions and myself. But anyways, let's jump into the final part of the video. Here's how you can download and use my tracker. I've turned my life tracker into a template and have made it available to the public. You can download it by clicking the link in the description below, which will open up a Google Sheet for you. From there, go to File, make a copy, and then save it to your own Google Drive. Then you can immediately start customizing it and using it for your own life. This template includes the categories that we walked through together in this video. But again, feel free to edit it however you see fit. At the very bottom, I've added a legend so you can copy and paste the colors that you need. And I've included 3 tabs. One, which is the original version that I went over in this video. A second tab that's just a duplicate of the first one, so you can edit that one as much as you'd like and still have the original one if you want to look back at that. And then a third tab, which is a simplified tracker. In case the original is just too much for you and has too much detail, for the simplified tracker, it includes only 4 categories: your mental health, your physical health, your relationships, and your career. But again, you could change those if you want to. And if you're a superstar and want to use this for multiple years, all you need to do is right-click a tab, click duplicate, and then rename it to the next year. For the dates at the top, if you type in the first 3 dates that you want, and then you highlight those cells, click the bottom right of that, and then drag that to the end, it'll autofill the rest with the right dates that you need. But I think I'm actually gonna make this a yearly video and release my updated life tracker each time, probably in January. And actually, if you could comment below letting me know if you're interested in that, that would be so helpful. So now you know all about my life tracker and how I use it, my best tips so that you can save time learning from my mistakes, and how you can download this tracker to start using it in your life starting today. This tracker has dramatically helped me be more aware of what's truly important in my life, be realistic with myself and how I'm doing with my goals, and it's helped me identify gaps that could otherwise have led to problems with my health or my relationships. But let's take a step back to remember why you watched this video. You're probably interested in tracking the progress you're making on your important life goals, or maybe just achieving a better balance in your life. And my biggest advice to you is to find a simple process that works for you. And it might not be my life tracker, and that's totally okay. For example, if you think you can feel out how you're doing and you don't need to track every detail, then just go with your gut on that. Go with your gut feelings and make changes as you need to. Or if you prefer tracking things on a physical paper instead, do that. It's all about doing something that you enjoy and that works for your life. And congrats on watching to the end, because this tracker is gonna help you with every single one of your life pillars. So you've gained experience points across every category today. So let's see how much you got. Whoa. Okay, somebody needs to nerf this. That is an insane amount of XP. But well done, my friend. Remember, whether you know it or not, you are extraordinarily unique. You are profoundly loved, and you are gonna shake the very foundations of this world with your greatness. I'm John, you've just leveled up, and I'll see you in the next one.